Let's say we've established then that there's a market in which dollars are bought and sold. And the price of a dollar, let's keep this to the two-country model, that we're talking about the number of yen that it costs to buy a dollar. So we're just talking about US and Japan here. So there's some downward sloping demand curve for dollars and upward sloping supply curve for dollars. The demand for dollars depends on Japanese people who want to buy US goods and services and financial assets, and the supply curve for dollars represents Americans who want to buy Japanese goods and services and assets. If the Americans want to buy those Japanese things, they will have to sell their dollars to get yen. If the Japanese want to buy those American things, they will have to sell their yen and buy dollars. All right. We start out at point A at some original exchange value of the dollar. So now what we want to know is what will shift these curves, what will shift the value of E. And there are four things that we want to concentrate on right now. The first is a change in tastes. The second is a change in price level. The third is a change in output. And the fourth is a change in interest rates. All right, so let's take the first one first. What if there's a change in taste? What if made in America becomes cool, and all other things being equal, Japanese people want to buy more American goods, services, and assets? Well, if they do, then the original demand curve will shift out to the right. There'll be a higher demand for dollars. No change in the supply of dollars. Americans still feel the same way they do about Japanese goods and services and assets. But the market will now clear at a higher exchange value of the dollar. Japanese people will pay more yen to get a dollar. So in this case, the increase in the demand for dollars increases the exchange value of the dollar. Fair enough. Now, right away, we want to stop and notice something, which is that you can draw the same effect looking at the market for yen. This is what I tried to show a second ago. Let's take another look. What if we have the quantity of yen on the horizontal axis? Now we're looking at the foreign exchange market for yen, and therefore on the vertical axis we'll have the exchange value of the yen. How many dollars do you have to spend to buy one? Well, seen that way, what's going on? Seen that way, we started out with some original demand curve for yen and some original supply curve for yen. And some original exchange value of the yen. Now, what does it mean to say what if there's a change in taste in favor of American-made things? Well, now what's shifting in the market for yen, what's shifting is the supply. Because if more Japanese people want to buy American goods, then more Japanese people will supply yen in the foreign exchange market, producing a new supply curve for yen. Made in America equals cool means a greater supply of yen in the forex market. So made in America becoming cool, an increase in Japanese demand for American goods and services pushes down the exchange value of the yen. A weaker yen. In the same way that, as we saw up on top, in the forex market for dollars, the exchange value of the dollar rose, and we got a stronger dollar. Now, as I say, these are equivalent points. If you're asked what happens to the exchange value of the dollar when made in America becomes cool, draw the top graph. Draw the foreign exchange market for dollars and show that the exchange value of the dollar rises. If you're asked what happens to the yen when Japanese people want more American-made goods, services, and assets, draw the market for yen and show that the exchange value of the yen fell. Stronger dollar, weaker yen, two ways of showing the same change. Okay, now let's look at some other effects besides the change in taste, or rather, some other causes, some other factors, the change in price level, change in Q, and change in R.